Uh, Here's an interesting sort of take I wanted to have. So, what do TOKiMONSTA and Eminem have in common? Of course, we've talked about on a super old episode of Audioface. You could become an Syndicate 23 member and get all the old episodes of Audioface and Power Report whenever you want to it in
Mhm.
one place at join.syndicate23.co. It was episode 18 I did with my friend Tammy one of the times when you were doing a triathlon. And we did an episode about TOKiMONSTA and how she had to basically go through emergency brain surgery and relearn how to do music entirely in order to make music again and then like make music better. And so
Crazy. Like it's
it's
such an
an
insane story and stuff. And we like anytime we review Talking Monster, we can't repeat that enough, as it's just an amazing thing to overcome as a human to basically relearn everything.
and be better in the process.
Way
And
better too, which is absurd.
and apparently a similar thing happened with Eminem because um, Eminem was talking on Paul Rosenberg's Paul Pod podcast because of course this is just the human centipede of content, and he was talking about his 2007 overdose, and he was saying, "quote I remember when I first got sober and all the shit was out of my system. I remember being really happy. Everything was fucking new again." But he had to retain himself having the craft essentially. Um, Basically, he talked about in 2017 in Vulture at one point saying that he was so scatterbrained that people thought that he was having brain damage and his rhymes weren't making sense. So it was a point around 2007, 2009 that he kind of had to challenge himself and relearn how to rhyme and how to rap and how to really make music. He said at one point in 2009 interview with the New York Times, he would stack a bunch of words and just go down the line and try to fill the blanks to make sense out of them when he was trying to relearn how to rap. Um, Even Rosenberg said, going back to the most recent podcast, that he was very concerned that he might have some actual permanent brain problems. So it is really you mean it goes to show like TOKiMONSTA didn't have like a drug problem, so to speak. That was just like
No. It's just
I
a
forget.
freak accident thing.
Yeah, yeah. This goes one thing. Drugs are bad, MK, right? So kids don't do them. This is like one big example here, but so and don't especially try to do them thinking that you'll recover and become like a great brain musician afterwards, right? But
Terrible idea.
sounds bad. Sounds bad. Definitely doesn't work. You'll just end up becoming Lil Uzi. Pause. Juice World. Got
Which
lost
one?
in
Which one? Which one? Which one?
got lost in the juice a little bit there for a moment. Remember that? Um, but it was very difficult for him to relearn all that music, and I think that latter Eminem, he's still very consistent with it. He's still very rapid with the flows. He's still very very good. Um, he's really hitting his stride. I definitely would consider him Uncle Rappy, but a lot of Uncle Rappers kind of never evolve and they're constantly doing the same thing.
He's
He
evolving
is,
though.
yeah, Eminem is definitely a brand, it's definitely a style, but he is continuing on to do what he's doing. And I certainly appreciate that.
Yeah, 100%. And that's a really interesting comparison to see the two of them with that. I thought that was really cool.